Hi there, it's Lukasz for the Tech Travel Geeks, and today we have a quick unboxing of a recent mirrorless camera from Canon, the R6. As you might know, I've been filming using the Sony a7S III for around 6 months now, and spoiler alert, I am not switching anytime soon, but I will probably borrow it from my partner, who will be using it for photos going forward, moving from a Canon DSLR. Make sure to subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks if you want to catch some more footage from this camera in our future videos. But let's start with the unboxing first. The fragile tape is from our house move. This happens to be the very first video shot in our new studio, so it's been a busy few weeks for me. The actual box has the large R series logo at the top and EOS R6 on the front, with some specs on the side, but we'll discuss them in a moment, and the camera and its massive sensor on one of the other sides. Let's see what's inside. There's an extra UK power cable, since it turned out that our camera came all the way from New York. But as we'll find out in a moment, it's actually quite useless. There are some instructions and warranties, and there's a lot of reading, so we'll hold off on this for now. There's the original battery from Canon with a nice gold casing. The battery is 2130 mAh, which should allow for 380 photos with the electric viewfinder or 510 with the LCD screen, so it should be plenty. Next is the charger, and here's where the issues start. The charger has a built-in US plug. There's no way to attach the cable, which was mistakenly included in the box. We ended up ordering a US to UK plug converter, and we contacted the seller, but they were not helpful at all and just suggested we get a converter. Oh well, better luck next time. Luckily, the converter arrived the next day from Amazon in a matching color, and it worked fine, plugging in between the charger and the power socket, so all the balance in the universe has been restored. We also got an extra battery. It's not an original Canon one, but it has a larger capacity of 2600 mAh, making it 22% larger, which should come in handy in the future. Coming back to the unboxing itself, we get a really nice branded strap, which we'll definitely install a bit later. And finally, let's check the camera out. It's all black, with just some text and buttons in different colors. The outside is actually made of polycarbonate, aka plastic, but the chassis is made of magnesium alloy. That's unlike its more high-end brother, the R5, or my Sony a7S III, which are both made of magnesium alloy instead. However, it should be protected perfectly fine, since it's a common material for cameras. Interestingly, it's quite heavy compared to my main camera, with Canon clocking in at 680 grams compared to Sony's 614 grams, and you can actually feel the difference. On the back, we get a lovely 3-inch vari-angled touchscreen, which is fantastic for video recording and might be useful when shooting photos at different angles. It's the same screen size as my a7S III's, and it also has a slightly higher resolution, so it should be even better. One great feature of this camera is that the sensor is protected by a door when the camera is switched off, so it protects it from dust or other damage. It's a feature I wish I had in my Sony for sure. Once you switch the camera on, it shows the sensor in all its glory. It looks great. The sensor itself is a 20 megapixel CMOS sensor, which is more resolution compared to my Sony's 12 megapixel sensor. If you want higher resolution photos, this camera might be a better choice. It allows for very high-speed shooting of 12 frames per second using the mechanical shutter and up to 20 shots using the electronic shutter, so if you want to shoot some fast action, it should be fantastic. Before we switch it on and go outside for some shooting, let's check the lens. My partner went with a used one from MPB to start with and wanted a very light and versatile lens, so she went with a 24 to 105mm kit lens with variable f4 to f7.1 aperture. It's very small and light, especially compared to my Sigma 24 to 70 f2.8, but should work perfectly fine for what she needs right now. What's great is that the lens comes with image stabilization, which will add to Canon's class-leading in-body image stabilization. I can't wait to test it out properly. Alright, let's switch it on and quickly set it up. The original battery didn't have any charge in it, but luckily the spare one worked fine. The only setup we had to do was to set the date and time. I was a bit surprised that the wheel on the back didn't let me press up or down. I had to use one of the wheels at the top of the camera to change the dates. I also managed to confuse the date format, since in Europe we prefer day, month, instead of month, day. The menu is quite complex and will require some getting used to, but that's the case with all the cameras, so I'm sure we'll get there. It's great that you can use the touchscreen to go through the menu, that's definitely a plus. We wanted to take the camera for a spin today, but as we got to the park, it started raining, which is typical in the Scottish summer. We did take a few photos and they do look excellent. Just check this photo of me. You can actually see the raindrops mid-air. Some other photos we took around the house also look great. And I'm sure my partner will be very happy when she uses it for her sister's wedding in a couple of weeks. I also checked the autofocus out on some of my Funko Pops. The camera supports over 1000 autofocus points using Canon's dual pixel AF technology and includes eye detection autofocus, both for people and animals, including birds. So if you want to shoot some pets or birds by the lake, it should be super handy. Finally, let me mention my favorite subject, video. The camera offers 4K recording in up to 60 frames per second, so it can't match Canon R5's 8K or 4K 20 that's available on both the R5 and my A7S III. However, it's also a much less expensive camera that's not focused on video, so for most users it should be more than enough. Especially that the video will be downsampled from 5.1K, so it should have some extra detail. A few sample shots I've tried so far look great indeed. What's more, Canon recently released the latest firmware update, which allows filming in C-Log 3, their log profile with a higher dynamic range, plus the ability to record to 2 cards simultaneously, both of which make this camera a valid option for professional videographers. It's great to see Canon's commitment to add functionality which was only available to higher-end cameras before. That's it for this video. Don't be surprised if you see some R6 footage on our channel from time to time, as it's a great camera and I might steal it from my partner for a couple of extra shots. Feel free to leave us any comments below if you have any questions, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks. But for now, thanks for watching!